to this 2025 edition of Conversation on Insulation. Today we have Dr. Chiraz Ennaceur, the CEO of CorrosionRADAR, and we'll be talking about new trends in asset integrity. Welcome, Chiraz, and congratulations on winning the award of Women in Excellence in Asset Integrity.
Thank you very much, Prafull. Really happy to be here. Finally, I earned my slot in Conversation on Insulation, so really happy to be with you today.
What brought you to asset integrity as a topic? What brought you here?
Yeah, good question, Prafull. Very good question, especially knowing that probably less than 15% of the workforce in engineering are female, especially in the UK. So few of us make it to the engineering field. I have to say, I've been always interested in engineering from solving a problem point of view. I was always interested in doing something where there is no routine, always there is a challenge and to be solved. And after my engineering degree, I did a PhD in non-destructive testing. Again, more applied research where I have been involved in trying to find solution to really see how we can inspect and monitor assets, especially critical assets, and make sure they're running in a safe and cost-effective way. So this has been my journey for the last probably 20 years, where I've been doing this for many sectors, but more specifically the energy sector.
So from a researcher to a really applied industrial problem, and now you're making a change in a big problem of CUI, corrosion and insulation. So what made you choose this problem, and how do you see this problem being solved?
Yeah, so CUI is corrosion under insulation, and it is corrosion. As we know, especially in the energy sector, corrosion is a big problem. It costs the industry in general more than $2 trillion a year, so it's a huge problem. And it's not going to go away. We talk about energy transition. We cannot talk about the energy transition without looking after the energy of today. So whatever we do to solve the challenges of today will be applied for the energy of tomorrow. So to come back to corrosion under insulation is a form of corrosion, and it has been for a long time accepted by the industry. So people kind of learn to live with the pain. But with all the new technologies, the technology revolution that we had, the Industry 4.0, the digitalization, a lot of things have been accelerated in terms of sensing technologies, in terms of wireless communication protocols, which all I think became the right time for us to solve this corrosion and insulation in a more fundamental way. The birth of this company was based on, we have an industrial problem, it has to be sorted. I think the time has gone from accepting it to, okay, we have a lot of technology that we can use, and let's use it in a different way. Let's solve the problem in a different way and move from reactive inspection to predictive inspection. So this is aligned to also doing things in a different way and use the benefit of having flow of data that we can secure from permanently sensing technology, which helps solving the problem first, but also understanding the problem to avoid the problem in the future.
So good to know that the Industry 4.0 is not just a buzzword in the industry. It's actually having a tangible impact in the form of corrosion and insulation monitoring, and CUI monitoring is an example of that, right? Now, what are the enabling technologies you think which are really enabling this shift from reactive to predictive, especially in the case of CUI?
Yeah. I can assure you, Prafull, it's not a buzzword. So I'm sure you hear a lot about Industry 4.0 and digitalization, but it is a reality. So what we are trying to do is make our assets smarter. So the assets are telling us what's happening in them, and how we're going to achieve that point is by making sure we have the right sensing technologies to monitor the right thing. First of all, when you ask me about what are the enabling technologies? So first of all, the sensing technology. You have to have the right sensors to detect the right parameters, because you need to have a good quality of data. You cannot do anything without having a good quality of data. Once the good quality of data has been secured, then how can you take that data from the assets to wherever it needs to be, either So we are talking about IoT here, you know, the wireless protocols, be it cloud, being on-prem, then that's another hurdle or another opportunity. Now we have a lot of technologies. Then for me, the most important thing is how to really elevate the data from data to knowledge. And that's where the clever part is. Making the algorithms, making sure you have the right analytics, really to take those pieces of information to make sense of them and give them to the operator so they can take an action. Because that's the most important thing. So you have data, and the question from the asset owners is, okay, what does that mean to me? What action I need to take? And that's very important when we talked about, we talk a lot about AI, machine learning, and other buzzwords, but actually very, very important into when we talk about Industry 4.0 or making our assets smarter. So to just summarize, sensing technologies, wireless communication, and data analytics. Call it AI, call it machine learning, but you need to make sure you're elevating your data.
So all these are components of effectively a whole system, which is contributing to Industry 4.0. And what are the recent impact you see of this specifically CUI monitoring in the industry, digitalization, or do you see real impacts in the customer base?
Absolutely. I mean, when you are moving from reactive to predictive CUI monitoring, really what you are trying to answer two main questions: where the CUI is happening and when the CUI is happening. And when you give these two crucial pieces of information to your asset owners, you are saving two things. You are saving cost, which is a big problem because we are talking about millions of dollars that, you know, typical mid-sized plants spend on CUI. But most importantly, you are securing safety. So safety by avoiding having accident, by avoiding having leaks. That is very important, that you know about the problem early enough so you can do something about it. And from a cost point of view, how you save the money is from early detection, so you are saving money on the inspection, on unscheduled shutdown, on heavy or big repairs, so all of that contributes to the cost savings as well.
Yeah, and let's take a step back a bit, you know, the bigger picture, you know, how do you see, obviously we talked about CUI, remote monitoring, Industry 4.0, but looking at the bigger picture, what do the future trends looks like in this space of asset integrity and Industry 4.0?
I think the biggest trend in our space is predictive. You know, really move from reactive to predictive. So know about the problem beforehand, and CUI is not an exception. So predictive CUI monitoring is the future, and as we talked earlier, it's enabled by all the latest and greatest technologies. Machine learning, AI, again, very important trend because we don't want just the data. We want to know what the data means, and that's happening, you know, when you have the right algorithm, the right analytics. I want to say also sustainability. All this really contribute to sustainability, and this is where I go back to also talking about the energy of tomorrow, because we want to make sure things are greener, are safer, are cleaner. We will be also working at very extreme operational conditions, like high temperature, high pressure. So we want to make sure our materials are fit for that, but also we want to make sure that we have the right systems in place to monitor these things, and if there is something happening, we know about it. So the sustainability, back to that, by detecting or by bringing predictive maintenance or predictive approach to how to manage your corrosion, is you're going to save the environment from having these leaks, be it offshore, be it onshore, but also saving labor and material by having early repairs rather than a small coating job. It is much more sustainable than having to replace a pipe or a piece of equipment. So these are the trends where I see things going, aligned with energy transformation, aligned with Industry 4.0, and aligned with all the latest and greatest we see in data analytics and machine learning.
Great. And I have a slightly different question now. So you, in your role, travel a lot. Travel the globe, interact with various leaders of the industry and large companies. What is the common theme you see they talk more often about? You talked about sustainability, you talk about Industry 4.0. What is the common theme and why are they talking about it?
I mean, look, you talked about buzzwords earlier, right? So every now and then there is a buzzword, but if you go a little bit deeper into, the buzzwords, I think there is a clear message especially in the energy sector, is how to do things in a more effective and efficient way using the latest and greatest of the technology that we have today that we did not have access to it before. So smart assets is an important thing. Digitalization aligned to that. Sustainability, you hear more and more, I think, having also the new wave of engineers, and so you do, this is becoming much more important in the industry, sustainability, more aware of our environment or how doing things in a better way, which is, I think, is a good timing, because you do have hopefully the technologies to support that. Also, one, I think, important thing, it's not only about technology, it's about a mindset change.
Mm-hmm.
So you could have the latest and greatest technology if the mindset within the company or the way how things are done are not supporting that, it is difficult. So I think we are reaching a point where things are changing. So we are seeing companies, I think also having younger workforce helps a lot, because they're used to the technology, used to do things in a certain way. But also, I think there is a more appetite to change things, seeing how things could be easier by using technologies. I mean, we talk a lot about AI, ChatGPT, other things. I mean, it's a revolution, and the technology uptake is really fast. So people are getting used to that. So going back to I have a problem, I'm gonna accept it, I don't think it's accepted anymore.
Absolutely. And so you talked about AI and ChatGPT. What do you use it for?
Actually, I need to do a little bit more training to use it more efficiently. But yeah, trying to use what we have available now to elevate what we can, how to do our jobs more efficiently. So I think this is a great time coming ahead with all these technologies.
And what do you, we talked about travel, I mean, meeting industry leaders, but what do you personally enjoy a lot during travel, across the globe? What do you like to see and observe?
Yeah, I mean, being in the space of bringing new technology to the market it is exciting, and it is a tough job, because what you're doing is you're not selling, you are really trying to bring everyone to the same level as you of understanding how actually these solutions bring benefits before even the benefits happen. So try to make sure that people are behind you in that vision, and try to prove it to them by doing more deployment and stuff. So traveling and meeting customers is not a nice to do, is must do, especially if you are leading a company that is changing the way how things are done. For us, for example, for CUI, prediction and monitoring, you must go and meet your clients in their environment, understand the pain. I mean, I've been everywhere. I've been in the middle of the desert. I've been very remote places. I mean, talking about female, where probably they have not seen a lot of female, but it's important for me to really understand the real pain, because at the end of the day, our customers are, human beings, so they have a lot of, especially in the energy sector, they are firefighting. They have so many problems to solve. So our duty is really to understand the whole product rather than just what we are offering them. To understand what's the impact for them, how it's going to change their life, how it's going to change the way how they do their work, how it's going to add value to them. And I try to really meet the engineers on the ground, that are going to be the people that are using our technology, to the plant managers, that they have a different view on things, how to make things more sustainable, how to save costs. So very important to understand their perspective of things and make sure that the solutions are tailored towards that, because at the end of the day we are developing a solution to solve a problem for these people that they are dealing with it day to day.
Great. So we are coming to the end of this session, and I will put you on spot a bit,
Can't expect less, Prafull.
So what is your one final message to our listeners, if you want to give on any topic?
Yeah, I think my message is we are really in a good time in terms of a lot of things happening, a lot of technology are being developed, have more opportunities. So be more entrepreneurial by really try to use those technologies to solve real life problems. Yeah, not problems that exist in your head or a nice thing to do, but I think by merging two things, these technologies and a deep understanding about the market and the customers and their challenges, merge that together and solve a solution, change the world by bringing something new. It's very satisfying. Hard journey, I'm not gonna lie. It's a lot of ups and downs. It feels like a roller coaster, but it's very rewarding when you see the impact of what you have developed from kind of small, tiny prototype to people are using it and making difference in their career and jobs. Is very satisfying. So be entrepreneurial, be a little bit risk takers, think out of the box, and it's a good time to do that.
Great, and with that, thank you, Dr. Chiraz, for being with us.
Thank you very much for inviting me, Prafull.
Thank you.
Thank you.